Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Tranovitz here, and today I wanted to discuss my progress in Duolingo. I just wanted to go language by language and show you the level I've reached and basically my overall review of each language course. So I've been on Duolingo for about 5 years. I would say the first language I really started off seriously with was Italian. And as of today, my Italian has reached level 17, which I think is a pretty impressive mark. And overall, I think the course is great. It covers all the pillars of conversational talk. I would say thanks to Duolingo, my Italian is at least at conversational level. I had taken 2 years of Italian in high school, but we all know how these high school language courses go, and the summer after we practically forgot it all. So Duolingo really helped me exercise and keep my Italian in shape. And just in case for those interested, I recently did a video speaking in Italian, so I'll leave a link in the description box down below if you want to check it out. Alright, and next we're gonna move on to Spanish. And actually, Spanish is my mother tongue, but even then I endeavored to take on the course because being raised in the US, I felt like I was gravitating more and more towards English, so I just wanted to reinforce my Spanish with this course, and it really helped. It really helped with some of the more technical stuff, because we're pretty comfortable when it comes to the everyday stuff, but this course definitely reinforced some of my weaker spots. I reached the level 16. I would definitely recommend it for those interested in learning Spanish. I would say if you complete the tree and you continue to reinforce and review all the material, you're definitely at least at conversational level, and the next step would be just to immerse yourself more in TV shows, movies, music. And I also have done a video speaking in Spanish and telling my whole story there, so if you're interested, I'll leave another link in the description box down below. Alright, and now this brings us to French, and French is a language in which I have the highest XP, level 18, and prior to this course I had no exposure to French, as opposed to all the other languages which I've had at least minimal exposure to. And I would say, I guess the toughest hurdle when it comes to the French course is the pronunciation. I think when I noticed it more and more when I spoke with native speakers of the language. They would comment on how I was inaccurate in some pronunciations, and that was because I was basing my pronunciations on the audio of the French course. So I think, yeah, the one caveat of the French course in Duolingo would be some of the pronunciation cues are a little inaccurate, at least in the more casual colloquial speech. But overall, it's a great course, and I think if you incorporate this with watching movies and shows in French and speaking with native speakers, I think you'll have no trouble in advancing rather rapidly in French. I have also done a video speaking in French. If you'd like to check it out, I'll leave a link in the description box down below. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to the newer courses, because I would say French, Italian, and Spanish, those are the staples. Those are the most developed courses on Duolingo. These other two courses now were definitely in beta when I started them, so there was lots of glitches and lots of problems. All right, so the following language would be Chinese. This is the language in which I have the least XP at the moment. I reached level 13. And I would say overall it's getting better. Definitely it's one of the glitchier languages, I would say, on the app. Some of the audios don't work. The text and the answers aren't correlating. But I would say in the lessons where everything is functioning correctly, I think it's a great course. It's going to be a great resource once it's perfected. So as of now, I wouldn't recommend it as your sole learning resource for Chinese. The Chinese course is not a good place to start, honestly. If you want to learn Chinese, I think first you have to really establish a good foundation in the pinyin, pronunciation, and the tones, the 4 tones. Yeah, and once you solidify that base, then this Duolingo course becomes very valuable to you. Very valuable with vocabulary, with more advanced grammatical rules, but definitely it's not a good resource to start with. I think you need a more in-depth look at the basics. And I have also done a video of me speaking in Chinese. I will leave a link in the description box down below if you'd like to check it out. Alright, and now that brings us to my last language on the Duolingo app, and that would be Hebrew. And as of today, I've reached level 14 in Hebrew. And my prior exposure to Hebrew would be some Hebrew prayers here and there, but it doesn't really compare to this modern Israeli Hebrew, which is what they focus on this app. I would ring the bell again and say that it's a little buggy here and there. You're gonna get no audio files on some questions. You're gonna get incorrect translations. It's a little frustrating. I would say it's definitely more developed than Chinese, but you're gonna find its hitches along the way. But overall, I think it's a great course for the more intermediate learner, the person who already learned the Hebrew alphabet and is mildly aware of the pronunciations and stuff. I don't think this is a good resource to start with, because it simply glides over the basics too quickly, and this is also the only language in which I have yet to complete the tree, so it's still a work in progress. So overall, I think Duolingo is a fantastic language learning app. I think it's one of the few free ones, especially for the enormous catalog of languages. I mean, they've got Czech, Norwegian, Irish, Ukrainian. You know, they're not just dealing with the top developed languages like Spanish and French and English. No, they're even delving into the more obscure languages, and to still offer that array of languages for free is really impressive. I really admire this app. So I guess my complaint, one of the few complaints I would have with this app, and it really spans across all the languages. They all exhibit the same small flaw, I think, would be once you complete the tree and you start practicing and going over the material, you're going to notice the repetition and how redundant some questions can be. It almost seems like you're not really learning, you're just reciting what you've seen before. So I think that's one drawback. I think they should incorporate more of a review system where they rearrange things more, so you're not reciting so much and you're more practicing actively. Alright, so I'd love to hear your progress, all the languages you're involved in on Duolingo. Just comment down below. I'd love to hear from you all. And that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.